And I'm proud to announce the United States will mobilize $200 billion in public and private capital over the next 5 years for that partnership.
To see Joe Biden over there talking about spending money for the rest of the world when people are having a hard time getting by day to day here, I mean, it's a bad look.
What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We have unfulfilled promises from President Joe Biden and Congress of fourth federal level stimulus checks to go out to everybody in the nation. We've heard of $2,000. Also, $200 per month Social Security increases, wiping out student loan debt, child tax credits. We haven't seen any of it go out. And President Joe Biden just made an announcement that more money is going to be going out, new spending, but it's not to the American people. It's actually going out to other countries. I'm going to get you all the details. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, we are hearing that this is going to be pushing our economy into a recession because this is new spending, despite the fact that we have over $800 billion just sitting in accounts from previous stimulus packages that were intended to go out to the American people, be distributed out to help us out, as we're hearing 80% of the population of the United States says the number one concern and priority should be our local country's economy. But you guys, take a look at this, and we're going to be diving into some video footage here in just a second where they're going to be complaining about this, saying, hey, where are the priorities? Take a look at this article, link in the description below. G7 rolls out a global infrastructure plan. U.S. aims to contribute $200 billion, Biden says. The group of 7 nations on Sunday began rolling out a global infrastructure initiative in a bid, as they described it, to promote stability and improve conditions in developing and middle-income countries around the globe. The Partnership of Global Infrastructure and Investment plans on disbursing $600 billion by 2027 in infrastructure investments, with President Joe Biden announcing that the U.S. alone would aim to spend $200 billion in public and private partnerships. So a third of this G7 group is coming directly from the United States, going out to other countries. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. I know a lot of people are saying we're hurting, we need assistance, we need help, and we're sending out all this money that's going to be causing more inflation in our economy, and it's going out to other countries. Well, you guys, we're going to be seeing how they deal with all this. If you missed my last video, you might want to check it out, as we're hearing about solutions that Congress is taking into consideration. We've heard about federal gas tax holidays for the gas rebate cards, and they're saying that those are gimmicks, that there's more that they need to do to help out the American people. Now, if you want to get caught up on the latest on that, check out my last video. And also, we're hearing that states are getting tired of waiting as well. They're passing their own packages and their own checks. Deals are being made, and I'm keeping you up to date on all of those as well. And right now, I'm assembling a comprehensive list of all of those checks for states, cities, counties, so you don't miss out on anything. So keep an eye out for that. Going to be coming out here very soon, a comprehensive list of all the stimulus checks that are available, so you don't miss out on anything, because some of them you got to apply and they're only available for limited amounts of time. But you guys, let's go ahead and dive into the video footage. They're going to be breaking this down for us, and let me know your thoughts. I know that a lot of people are saying the economy should be the primary focus, and we should be trying to use some of the unspent funds that have already been issued out so we don't add more to the debt and inflation. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And do me a quick favor, if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. I'll let you know everything going on as it rolls out. Smash that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. More content coming to help you out with this crazy economic environment that we are in. And with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Back to the big Sunday show. Now, while Americans are suffering with record high inflation at home, President Biden, while he's overseas, wants to spend more to help the global economy.
Collectively, we aim to mobilize nearly $600 billion from the G7 by 2027. These strategic investments are areas of critical to sustainable development and to our shared global stability. Health and health security, digital connectivity, gender equality and equity, climate and energy security.
And now, Obama's former top economic advisors, who was among the first to warn about rising inflation, says now recession will happen.
That a recession is almost inevitable. Probably a 75%, 80% chance within the next 2 years, and there's certainly a real risk that it will come sooner.
So, Lara, let me go to you on this one, and I want to point out a couple things here. Joe Biden talks about $600 billion, this PGI, over a number of years. Larry Summers says, well, maybe in 2 years we'll have a recession. At some point, if anyone looks up the definition of recession, looks at where we are now, areas of stagflation, you don't need an economics degree to see this. And Europe's the leading indicator. What do you think they're trying to sell us?
Oh, well, they're doing anything they can to sell us that it's sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows all day long. But obviously, people go to the grocery store, they go to the gas pump. Every single day, they're feeling the impact of the negative decisions made by this president, by the Democrats. They have dug us into this deep hole that we're now in. And I think you're right. The idea that a recession is 2 years away, I mean, give us all a break. It's basically here now. And I think, you know, they're really doing everything they can to try and downplay things. But when it's impacting your everyday life, Americans are not going to buy that. And I think it's kind of insulting to see our president overseas there talking about spending money for the rest of the world. First of all, printing more money. You can't just continue to do this, spend money, print money. Ask Venezuela and countries like Venezuela. Once you just continue to print money in perpetuity, then the money becomes less valuable than the paper it's actually printed on. And that, sadly, is the direction we're heading in America. So to see Joe Biden over there talking about spending money for the rest of the world when people are having a hard time getting by day to day here, I mean, it's a bad look.
Yeah, Nicole, if you want to be a little bit depressed, and I don't want to depress you, just open up the debt clock and look at it. The money that's being printed is also being borrowed on our children's future. Yeah. When you look at your children, you think of their future in just basic kitchen table economics.
Well, David, you know, I graduated medical school with over $300,000 worth of debt, and I worked very hard to pay off every dollar of that debt. And I agree with you. They're continuing to print money. They're continuing to borrow. It's like Oprah is in the White House. She's like, everyone gets a car. You get this, you get this, you get this. And that's what President Biden is doing right now. But if you listen to what they're talking about, I mean, the G7 they're behind China. China's Belt and Road Initiative for the last decade, they focused on hard infrastructure. They are way ahead of us. But here they are. They're coming forth now, pledging billions of dollars to clean energy, communication, and gender equity and equality, and information regarding gender equity. So, again, this isn't a strong look for the United States. And as Laura's mentioning, all you have to do is look here in the United States. On a national level, we're not doing well. The Democrats overspent. They extended the national emergency with COVID. They've created a very lazy society of people who don't want to go back to work. And we're in real trouble here. He needs to come back home, focus on home. We're not doing well here.
And to pick up on David's point there, I also watched that entire interview of Larry Summers, and he went on to say, you know, that if we do have a recession, which he thinks is 80% likely, it's imperative to ease the pain. And he said, quoting, we need to slay the inflation dragon. And pouring more federal money at the problem is not how you slay the dragon. That's how you feed the dragon. Even these left-wing or liberal economists are saying all of this spending is what's causing this inflation. That's the problem here. And the bottom line is, go ahead, David, you just want to make sure, as they say, you cannot have too much money chasing too few goods. That's the definition of inflation.
Yeah. You know what? Let's look at the media, because that's the megaphone trace that has really bbeen pushing a lot of this. Here's what the media is saying now. I don't know if you're shocked, but I'm not really.
Look, the problem is the economy overheated.
It overheated in part because the government didn't just inject money into the economy at the start of the pandemic, but again last year.
There'll be $1,400 checks.
Approving a record $1.9 trillion stimulus while interest rates stayed at historic lows.
In retrospect, the government should not have put so much money into the economy.
Wow, in retrospect, how about the drumbeat trace? You've been in the media for a few years, haven't you? When you look at this, I mean, what were they missing? Or
listen, it's the same people who said, oh, it's transitional, right? This inflation, it's going to be a short period. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Now they're like, wow, Did we miss that? Where did that train come from? It's a bad look in the media, but they're trying to catch up. They're trying to cover because they know the recession's coming. And when there's a recession on, the last thing they want to do is say, oh, man, we screwed it up. So you get ahead of it. You say you screwed it up a little bit now so you don't have to say you screwed it up a lot later.
We're going to have a lot of sound bites like after Donald Trump won in 2016 of all the people saying it'll never happen, it'll never happen. We'll have the same ones from the media.
And it did happen.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As we're hearing, it's sounding like it's going to be inevitable, that a recession is going to be on the way with this new spending. Now, whatever unfolds, if there's a recession or not, if Congress and Biden step up and do executive orders and actions, pass legislation, if we get checks, child tax credits, whatever unfolds, I'll be sure to let you know here on the channel so you know what's going on and you're aware of everything that's taking place. I will keep you up to date. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash the like button. Helps out my channel with the YouTube algorithm a ton. I appreciate it. If you appreciate the updates, thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Come join the Ram fam. Why not? I'll let you know what's taking place. Smash that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. Just takes a second. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And keep an eye out for that comprehensive list of all checks on all levels coming your way very soon so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.